How's it going, everybody? What for me? As per usual, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Definitely give you some reviews here. This is so I'm going to be talking about a TV show this time. Uh, so this is my review for uh, it. Welcome to Derry. So I did watch the entire. It was 8 episodes. They're hour piece. Uh, and This is based on, well, this is the so a lot of people who know the book pretty much in the original. I think the one with Tim Curry was a mini series, I think, and they remade it in 2017, and then you had a sequel. I think the sequel was 2019 or something like that, 2020, 2019. But This is the new series. Like I said, 8 episodes, HBO Max exclusive. And this stars Bill Skarsgård, of course. He comes back as he makes a return as Pennywise. And then I don't know too many of the actors in here. Like I said, I admit if I don't know any of the actors. I usually have a lot of movie knowledge, but I do know Taylor Page. She's in it, and so if y'all remember Taylor Page, she was Axel Foley's daughter, and the new Beverly Hills Cop. So that's where I remember her from. James Remar is in here, and I'm trying to remember who else. I think I remember one other person here. Madeline Stowe is in here. I was shocked to see Madeline Stowe in here. So yeah, this is a series. If you've seen the movies from 2017, 2019, the sequel, it chapter 2, you pretty much know about Pennywise. There's this whole basically, so the town kind of basically knows about him, or at least James Remar knows about him. There's a past thing that's going on. He ran into some natives when he was a kid. So he knows about Pennywise and his power and stuff like that. He's a general basically for the government, and he basically wants to capture that power and sort of use it. And and of course, there's all this stuff basically with the kids of Derry, who are there, and you know Pennywise, of course, feeds off their fears and things of that nature. Uh, I will say I do like this. This show. If there's one word to describe this show is fucking brutal. I mean, like this. So I think it's even worse than the 2017, 2019 movies with Pennywise, because and here Pennywise just doesn't show any mercy in this, especially towards kids. Uh, you get this within the first few episodes, I say even the first episode, really. Uh, like like if there's a moment where somebody said like fuck those kids, it's here, like it's in this show, like right here. Like Pennywise does not pull any punches, just because these are kids. This clown wants to eat, and he will eat, like, seriously. And it caught me by surprise on scene. I was like, man, this show is fucked up, because like in Hollywood movies, they do everything in their power to not kill dogs, and that's the golden rule in Hollywood. Dogs and kids are off limits, and this show was like, shit, yeah, right. And Pennywise was like, let me show you different. And I really like that. I like the brutality of this show. The fact that they're not afraid to take that extra step. I actually like the fact too that that of course the actors in here are good. The actors actresses in here solid. The acting in here just period is solid. And the biggest but like I said, the biggest standout in this show is Pennywise, man. Like he is such a great villain. um because like you can't, because you just like, how do you control something like that? Something that can control like an entire town, feed off your fears basically. And this takes place back in the early 60s, this show does. So like I said, again, this is before there was never even a book written on this is just something I think Stephen King just basically did. um there's something Stephen King basically just did off the cuff basically. Again, this is something he just wrote because this is the prequel to it, because it, if y'all remember, took place in the 80s, and then the later series took place in the late 90s. Whereas this takes place in the early 60s. So you still had racism going on. You had you literally had like black people who couldn't even hang out at like white functions. Like guards will pull them on and be like, look, this is a function y'all can hang out at. Okay, this is where y'all are at. This is where your station at. So it's back in those times. And like I said, I really the kids in here are pretty good. I think the kid I really like the most is I really like that relationship between the I think his name is Richie, the Richie kid, and the little girl who hangs out with like the mean girls basically. And she was getting on my nerves at first because like she clearly wanted to be with the in crowd, like she was being fake to be with the in crowd, but she's got a heart of gold underneath that. um you have your main girl in here. I can't remember who that, I don't know who that actress is at all. I can't remember her name, but she was really good in this too. uh she has this backstory, where she sees all the stuff from that Pennywise is doing, and they're threatening her. They're like, look, if you keep this crazy shit up, you keep this, this acting crazy, we'll throw your ass back in the asylum. No, she came out the asylum, and they're like, yeah, you can't keep doing this crazy shit, okay? Because the shit you're doing, that's not normal. And then she hooks up with this other group of kids too. So, but like I say, it touches on, and the thing I like about this is it does touch on the racism back then. It touches on the social issues that was going on back in the early 60s. And I do admire that. There's even flashbacks to the 1920 late 20s, early 30s, and there's a reason behind that too. You'll catch all that too. And then what I also like about the way this ended is it sort of ties in. I thought it perfectly really tied in like that. The first it to this show, and you'll see it too, and you'll be like, "Oh my goodness, they did that!" It's a really good tie-in. Uh, some of the I will say too. Um, the one thing I really like Pennywise does that gets under your skin is he plays with people's fears, and I thought he did a really good job of that. Uh there's some scenes in here that are just outright disturbing. Is some really disturbing shit in this show. If I had a complaint, there were some visuals in here that looked a little cheesy. I was like, that looks stupid. I didn't say it out loud, but I said in the back of my, that looks so dumb. I was like, it wasn't even scary. It was just like, that really, come on, y'all couldn't think of something scarier than that. And it's the scene where they're in the cemetery. And if you get to that, if you know what I'm talking about, or that part, that's the part where I was like, this looks so stupid. I was like, did it look scary? Uh, but it's just it's minor. It's a minor part, but there was a couple. I want to say it was maybe a couple parts like that. I was like, okay, this looks kind of stupid. This don't even look scary. This looks dumb. It was like just something that was thrown together real fast. But for the majority of the time, some of the visuals did look like I said. The visuals did look disturbing. This is a really good show. Otherwise, like I said, aside from the couple complaints I had with somehow the scares looked, the show was really good, man. Like Stephen King is on fire with these releases, man. And I think it helps that he's getting some of these good showrunners and directors. Um, Considering one of the showrunners did the singing voice for Aladdin in the original Aladdin animated movie. Yeah, he did Aladdin's singing voice. So, but he hasn't really done much outside from what I've seen. But yeah, no, this is a really good show. Um, I won't say it, like I said. I don't know if I want to say it's it is an almost perfect movie show. I will say that it's definitely really worth watching. It's a very good show. I don't know. Um, I'll go ahead and give it a I'll still give it a high recommend. It's a high recommend, but I don't know if it's like it is a really good show. I'm not even gonna say it. No, it's a really good show. It's definitely worth watching. Welcome to Derry is definitely good. And like I said, and I think in some ways it ties to like Stephen King's entire universe too. Like if you look at some of like the stuff that ties into his universe, you'll kind of look like I even had points too where I was looking like this kind of ties into the Mist in some ways too. And again, if you see the episode, like it ties perfectly into the Mist. I thought it did a really good job of doing that because I was like, this reminds me of the Mist a little bit. Um, and it does involve the gut, just like the Mist did. This episode involves the government too. So um, no, I really do like it. I forgot to talk about the guy too who had The Shining. Um, I felt sorry. I felt sorry for that dude, man. I was like, man, I feel really bad for this guy. They are because it's the way they need to use him for his shining ability, and I'm not gonna ruin it. But after a while, I was like, man, they are really. I felt sorry for that guy. Like he was probably the most sympathetic character in that entire show because I was like, man, they are real. Like this guy is like mentally gone. Um, but they're still using him. They're like, yeah, we still need you for X, Y, and Z. And it's like, oh my God, you gotta use this guy again, man. You're gonna drive this guy up the wall. He's gonna go nuts. So, um, but yeah, no, this is a really good show. Um, so I will definitely be giving this. I'll give this a high recommend. Like I said it's definitely a very good show. High recommend for me. So that's my review for it. Welcome to Derry. Um, what did you think about the show? Uh, did you like it as well? Again, got a comment section. We can talk about it further. And I will see you in the next review. Peace.